thought first. When am I coming to Paris?
All right, all right. Welcome to another week of Shoes Off Talk. I'm your boy Larvell, aka the Sun Valley Nino, aka Mr. Everybody Knows Larvell. What's going on today?
All right, all right, all right. You seem to be in a chipper mood. It's your boy Tim, and on the ones and twos, it's your boy Floyd. What's going on? And the one that makes the room look so amazing.
So amazing.
Oh, amazing.
Christy Austin, better known as the sister. And do we all have our shoes off?
We got them all. We got them all. Hey, let me.
Hey, wave.
I almost pulled something.
What happens when you get old?
Leg up like she did.
So what are we talking about today?
So, the topic for today is, what would you do for success? What would you be willing to do for success? The reason why that topic was one I wanted to discuss is because, first, let's preface it by saying this. Not everybody's idea of success is the same. We have to understand that society's idea of success is money, cars, houses, and the abundance, and money and the abundance of all of that. But if you came from a third world country, the ability to have running water, being able to know where your next meal comes from,
Regular necessities.
just the basic necessities. If you're able to have those things, then you're success. So when we speak about success, understand that we are speaking success in general in every sense of the word, because we do know that other people see success differently. The reason why I wanted to talk about that is because I think it's important that we shed light on things that get lost in translation when it comes to what success looks like and what the road to success looks like. And I tell people all the time when I do my speaking engagements is that the loneliest time in your life is when you're trying to achieve. It is the absolute loneliest time in your life. And the reason why I say that is everybody that you think that is going to be in your corner as you strive to achieve success will be the main ones that fall by the wayside, will be the main ones that doubt you, will be the main ones that spread your name in a bad way. And you will have the optics of that is you think they're there to cheer you on, but a lot of them is there to watch you fail. So it's important that when you go through these things that you basically take note of the people that was there for you when you didn't have. And those that's kind of like the sign of are going to society. Boy, what is your experience has been as a
just like you're saying, it goes back to when you're striving to get to that successful part of your life, whichever that is. You will have people fall through the have that, and that has been life. I literally can count on my hand how many people are there. I that's how it is. I don't know if it's because of they don't feel like they're wanting to take that journey with you, or you're not having that time for them, or you're not uh, um, doing something that inspires them. So But I say, if you're doing something that's going to inspire you to get to where you need to go, then
So basically, you're saying people are only going to sit by you as long as you are a benefit to them. Let's say you could.
I agree. I agree. Unfortunately, when we start to move up, we lose a lot of people. You know, they say that with the 5 people around you that you spend the most time with, that you become like them. So you want to be very, you want to pick who you choose to speak with, who you choose to spend time with wisely, because it does matter. Their thought process, even our brain waves sync up. When you're in a group of people, you need to clean the lens. Sorry. When you start to like think, and when you're in a group of people, your minds actually start to sync up, like Matrix, and you actually start thinking like each other. So you want to be cautious of the people that you spend time with. But as far as what are you willing to give up, and someone said no, casting couch. That was a funny comment. No casting couch.
Man.
I can say different times of my life, like really thinking about it, what are things that I have given up? So my definition when I was younger of success was getting married. That was successful. If I, got married and had kids, and thinking back, what did I give up? I gave up my freedom. I gave up my dependence. I gave up a lot of things, which is probably why I'll never get married again. I'll never be owned again. But I didn't see that as when I was younger. It was like it was a success. And now I look back and I gave up all of those things. So
I think the thing that people have to be very conscious of as it pertains to relationships and getting involved with other people, even if it's not marriage, if it's just boyfriend, girlfriend, or even platonic friends, is like we have a tendency to feel like what we end up doing is losing our identity. Because instead of us bringing who we are to the table, we try to adapt to who the person is that we're with. And that's the worst thing that you can do is try to fit in with someone, and that's not your purpose as it pertains to becoming one or becoming involved with someone. Everybody has these special pieces that they bring to the table, and that's what makes life so amazing, is that we all bring something different to the table. But when you try to adapt to someone else and you bring either what they want or you try to be more like them, then you lose your identity. And I think that's where resentment comes in, because at some point in the relationship, we have this aha moment, like,
we have nothing in common.
What am I doing?
Yep.
And you basically lost yourself within that relationship, being somebody that you're not.
Right.
And you could do that for a while, but it's just a matter of time, and it's gonna click like nothing. Like, what am I doing?
but then at some point you go through that. What I just came up with was like more of a when you say, what am I doing? Why am I in this? The thing is that some people have not realized who they really are. So if you really don't know who you are, then you're getting in this relationship, and then you're like, well, it is what it is. It's like,
Gotta know your own potential.
Yeah.
you have to know it. If you don't, then you're just going to keep going, thinking like, okay, this is not who I'm supposed to be. Okay, no, this is not who I'm supposed to be. You're going to keep going that path.
It's hard trying to figure out who you are. Some people always say, I'm trying to find myself. I'm gonna go do this. I go find myself. 9 times out of 10, when people go find themselves, are crazy. At least that's what I've learned in life. When you
I'm crazy.
It's a little crazy, but sometimes that's actually a good thing. It's good to be crazy. Good to be different. Some of the most whacked out people, crazy people in the world have been geniuses.
No, they're typically the weirdest people, and are the geniuses and the people that that this country and the things that we enjoy was founded on. Because what makes them different is like what we just said is they don't try to fit into a
Mhm.
mold of what people expect them to do. They think outside the box. They're
Right.
willing to try things that most people won't try. They don't fear failure. They understand as it. My goal is to fail at as much as I can in my life because that is going to fine tune who I am, and I'll realize what my purpose is and what I'm good at. People that spend their lives teeter tottering, scared to take that leap of faith and willing to try new things, you're basically dying a slow death because you're not living life to the fullest. That's what we that's what we're meant to do. That's what our purpose in life is to live this thing called life with no regrets. I don't care if it's good or bad. Just enjoy it.
And sometimes we have to go through those hard times to realize who we want to be.
Mhm.
This is you when you look at yourself in the mirror and you don't recognize yourself anymore, and then you realize that this is the type of person I want to be. You change. You make those steps to become that person because you realize that you don't want to be that. So sometimes that's what we have to go through. We have to go through those trials and errors to figure out who it is we want to be. And then on that journey of becoming that person, you lose a lot of people that you thought were there for you.
I was watching this interview. It was with Jeezy, young Jeezy. And I actually like this story because he was, where we're talking about things you're willing to give up, be successful. He was saying how he had just got his deal, just got signed, whatever, got all this money, right? Even though he has now made it, he didn't got a deal, he got signed. He said that he still went and ate at Subway every day, like 2 to 3 years, just to save more money and not sit up here, go out eat and do this, do that. He said he had a goal, and then for him to help with that goal, he ate Subway every day, years.
Well, it's like
It takes something, that's
yeah,
everybody has their thing that they're willing to give up.
it's like what we said. Society has given us this picture of what success is supposed to look like, and it's not successful in our society's eyes, if it's not an overabundance of something. Everything has to be extra. Where I eat, where I go. We stop going to certain places that we go to because we got a little money now. We stop doing all the things that made us who we are, because there's been a lifestyle change in the way that, what we success. But it's just crazy to me because there's so many people that we admire that have reached success. And the path, it seems like their path is a commonality of a compilation of failures. And so when you failed as much as the people that we admire have failed, it gets to a point to where they realize what's important and what's not. And I think that's one of the key elements, when it comes to success is you have to understand that failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of it. You're going to have to go through your share of failure. And there's no way around it. And people think those two entities are different, and they're not. And I use the analogy of failure being like death. Death is inevitable. It's just a matter of what you're going to do to prepare for it. And that's the way failure is. Failure is inevitable. People say failure is not an option. No, it's not an option. It's inevitable. It's going to happen regardless of whether you want it to or not. It's what you're going to do when you fail. Failure is never a bad thing as long as it's not used to describe who you are.
I would think more so of, you say, giving up anything, giving up on overnight success. When I say give up on overnight success, but society lets you think it is. That's why you have all of these different things coming out now about Hollywood, how a lot of these people got their success. And success can be an overnight thing, but
You have to build to that.
but no, there's people that have basically gotten success overnight, and and how it comes with it comes at a cost. It comes at a cost. It comes at a cost. You're going to have to sacrifice somebody, something. Because the reason why these things are possible for it to be overnight success because they know a bunch of people want it like that. And so the laws of supply and demand. If I have something that I could supply the world because they're demanding it, it's going to come with a hefty sticker. And success is that. Everybody wants it. There's not one person that you could talk to that doesn't want success. And if they could take a shortcut to get there, there's very few people that would.
You know, it's something along the lines of the gentleman when we interviewed, what's the guy, the Rich Dad Poor Dad that wrote that book?
Oh, Kiyosaki.
Yeah, the one thing I remember that he said was, if you find one good thing in life to sell it. Because the road to success leads to, for him at least, was selling things. Or like you were saying, if you find that one good thing that everybody wants. So that was some good advice from him.
And the world and life is going to bring those things to fruition. COVID being an example. You had a lot of people that couldn't figure their life out what they wanted to do away from the 9 to 5. COVID made you figure out what you wanted to do. Because now you had all this time on your hands. So I'd be curious to see how many entrepreneurs came out of COVID.
Actually, a lot. Like, I think a lot of businesses did start out
exactly. And now when you look at business in general, the 9 to 5, they changed their structure. Now everybody can work from home.
Yeah, first they couldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was you could hardly find a job that would allow you to work from home. Now they understand that, hey, they can work from home. It's up my overhead cost of having people inside the office.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, you said there's no shortcut. Well, I was just gonna chime in with that on shortcuts that might help you gain success. There's some mudras, and if you look at all the
what's a mudra?
Okay, thank you, Tim. Good question. I just talk about this stuff all the time, so I feel
so it's like a second language for her. So I have to hey.
That's why over here
what was that?
What are you talking about?
Mudra.
Speaking another language. Mudra is a hand posture that we do in yoga. A lot of people doing this and helps them to, tune into their inner wisdom. But mudras actually, if you think about it, all the meridians in our body either start or end in our hands and our feet. So when you bring certain fingers together or you do certain different things with your hands, you're bringing that energy, you're like rewiring your brain, so to speak. So if you look at like all the people in high power, when they speak, they usually are doing certain mudras. Like you'll see me doing this a lot, and you'll actually see a lot of people speak, like speakers do this a lot, because it helps to gain confidence and speak your truth. So because I've had trouble in my life speaking my truth, like I use this one a lot. Like in doing this. So you just clasp your hands, intertwine your fingers. Your fingers are touching, your thumbs are touching, your palms are not touching. So this is what it looks like, both angles. And this will help you speak your truth and have confidence. And because I've struggled with that in my life, I use this a lot, and it's really helped me. So when you're doing a little meditation, sitting in silence, thinking about what it is you want to manifest into this world, this is a great mudra to do. Also, you'll see a lot of people in power bring your hands together. In prayer, pull your palms apart, so just your fingers are touching. And you'll see people doing this, like you see Donald Trump doing this all the time. Yes. So this is another one that helps you to focus and concentrate. So it brings all of these touching all your fingertips together, and it's like activating your brain so that you can focus and concentrate on what it is that you want to say. So this is another great mudra. There's another one for abundance.
Yeah, we need
abundant, like financial abundance.
Yeah, we need that.
Your fingertips and your middle fingers together, and then the other two fingers go into the palms of your hands. Your palms facing up on your knees, and meditate on your finances and what it is that you want to what you want to manifest. This brings abundance. So you guys can see.
We gotta get the knees up.
The index finger. Are you all right?
See,
Oh, this is awesome. This is the way I
where we
gotta
got
show.
the-
I gotta show Tim what
Right.
Tim is doing right
We all in
here.
here trying to do all that right now.
Elbows,
Yeah.
arms.
Okay, so your hands just go on your knees. Your hands right there. There you go. So
knees.
you don't have to stress too much. There you go. Now close your eyes and see money raining down on you.
Oh.
It's raining money. Raining
I
money.
see it.
Yes.
Yeah, I see
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
There you go.
It's
You
$100
got
bills,
It's
$20 bills.
$20
Better catch that.
Come
Better
on.
catch it.
I saw $100
There
bills.
it goes.
Oh, yeah. Better catch it here. Better catch it.
They're hundreds. So you can do
Christy got it,
that.
'cause I thought
You
we'd
can-
kill ourselves. Yoga positions in office chairs.
So yes,
Oh,
index
man.
finger, middle finger to your thumb. The other two fingers come in, touching the palms facing up on your knees. Meditate on that. Try to do 11 minutes. 11 minutes. if you
11
can,
minutes.
while it rains money on you. There you go. So now you have 3 mudras: confidence, focus, abundance.
Yeah,
Okay,
hey,
there you
y'all,
go.
Y'all learned something today.
Yeah.
I mean, you always learn something when you watch shoot.
That's right.
But yeah, and success is the reason why I Will Smith said it best. You're, like you said earlier, you're a direct reflection of the 5 people closest to you. And we've heard the saying, we hang out with 4 broke people, hang out with 4 friends that smoke. And so we have to definitely be more conscious about the people that we have in our circle. If the people in your circle aren't growing you, both mentally, spiritually, physically, you need to change it. Because it's just a matter of time before, if you don't have those people in your circle, jealousy, envy, all of that is going to run rapid in your circle. That's why it's important that you have people that are going to stimulate you and push you to growth. I'm 54 years old and I've led a
No, you're
full
not.
life. Yeah, I am. I've led a full life, and there's very few people that have probably done more than me as it pertains to life. But I'm such a sponge, and I love being around people that I can learn from. And I don't take it for granted. So that's why it's important to me to keep my circle tight. People that are in my circle, motivate me and push me. So, and that's why it was important for me to talk about success and what you're willing to give up. And understand that when I say what you're willing to give up, most of it is not a choice. You're going to give it up.
Have to give it up.
You're going to give it up because it's not going to be choice.
Well, I'm going to give Tim his flowers right now. Okay, you know what? Thank you, Tim. Y'all actually need to listen, okay? Because, on the sidebar type
I
thing.
got on him earlier.
No, the words that he's speaking is true because he has said some things to me personally, and I have taken those things to heart, and those things are starting to come to fruition right now. So, with that being said, thank you. I appreciate you.
It's easy for people to talk about what they need to do. You really find out who you are when you can operate in a place of chaos. That's where you really find out who you are.
Oh, yeah.
It's easy when things are going right in your life and you don't have the problem, so to speak. It's easy to operate in that place. Look, what do you do when everything in your life is falling?
Backed up against the wall.
You're
That's when you
back.
find out who your friends are, who you can rely on.
Exactly. It's a lonely road. It's lonely. There's going to be plenty of tears and heartache, and success is it hurts. And
why not everybody
the
can do it.
craziest thing is, it's a long road to get to success, but it's even harder to stay successful.
There's a one thing I wanted to say. It says, "Give up on playing small. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightening about shrinking so that other people do not feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our light shine, we unconsciously give others permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our fear, our presence automatically liberates.
And that's exactly what we've been talking about. It's like, it's not, and when you talk about shrinking yourself around other people, is forgetting who you are and not letting the real you out. Um, because it is true. The more authentic, the more of you that you can put out there, it does. It lets other people feel like, make people feel like it's okay for them to do the same. Because it's almost like having a secret. If somebody has an idea that you have a secret, how willingly are they gonna feel to talk to you about what they if they know you're hiding? And so that's how you make people feel uncomfortable. Make people feel comfortable is you share things with them that make them feel like that. Like they have a glimpse into your life. And so we've all done it. You know, not necessarily the things that we talk about that I say what not to do or what to do. Have I been the best at doing? But life teaches you, you know, once you have those experiences, what works. And you know, being authentic is the best thing you can do. And you're gonna have a lot of people that aren't willing to accept the authentic. But we hear it said all the time. I've said it. I know you guys said it. Everybody is not gonna. It's just the way life is.
Oh yeah.
So if you get caught up in trying to please everybody, you're going to be disappointed. That's not your job. Your job is not to please people. Your job is to be authentically you and have people accept you for who you are. It's just
Man,
life.
those are all kind of facts. Because
all
I
kind of facts.
literally, those are one of my words I said to myself. The day things go well for you is the day you figure out who you are. Once you figure out who you are, everything else gets better. I had that realization in high school. I think I was a junior in high school. And when I literally came to that realization, man, the next 2 years was just so great. And then since then, I figured out who or the type of instead of pretending to be this, pretend to be that, pretend to be this over here. You can't please everybody. So you can't please everybody.
And it's the facade that is going to come out. You can't continue to be somebody that you're not because it's going to come out. And typically it comes out at a time where you don't want it to come out and people
Facts.
figure you out. So why not just give people the authentic you from the jump and let them decide? I always tell people this all the time, especially when as it pertains to relationships. The worst thing you can do is take somebody's ability to communicate, whether it's about you or about them or their life. You don't want to ever take somebody's decision away, even if it's something that's not positive towards you. Because in hindsight, what ends up happening is now you can see the blame later down the road. But if I'm telling you either what's to happen or what's going on with me, you choose not to take heed to it, the onus is off you.
Because Eminem gave us a blueprint in 8 Mile. You know, when he said everything about him first in that rap battle. And then it was like, now what? Mic drop. What you got to say
Yeah,
now?
because you take people's power
Take
away
that
from
power
them.
away.
You take people's power away from them when you're authentic to you. Because people have, everybody's judgmental. Everybody in this room is been judgmental and will continue to be judgmental in some kind of way. But the thing about it is when you put the authentic you out there and you don't leave the guessing to everyone for them to try to figure out, you pull the covers back and you say, hey, this is who I am. I can't be anybody else. And And I don't have hard feelings. When people find out who I am and what I'm about, and they shy away from me, there's no hard feelings because, like I said, I'm not for everybody, and I will never fall into the trap of something. The people that I need to be who I am for, I'm going to naturally attract, right? Because everybody has a purpose, and that's why it's so important for people to figure out what the purpose is. Because there's people that need what you have to offer. People need your gifts. God bless every one of us with special gifts. We're sitting on them. A lot of us are sitting on our
Oh yeah.
gifts, and it's one of those things where we're waiting on the right time. And this is the clue for it.
There's no
There will never be a right.
Got to get uncomfortable.
give up the excuses.
I'm at my worst when I'm comfortable. I have anxiety. I already battle PTSD. I have anxiety when I'm comfortable. Like I know something is not right if I'm comfortable. I can only operate from a place of chaos. I can't. I can only operate at a place of chaos. I'm at my most productive in the middle of chaos because that's what my life is. That's how I've been conditioned. And so I tell people all the time, it's like Barbell said, be uncomfortable with discomfort. You have to, because what creeps in is complacency, and those are the people that are not willing to take chances. Everything is just calculated. They don't do anything out of the norm. They're easy to figure out. You can pretty much tell them their next move because they're so predictable. And if you are a parent, have kids, or you are in a position, um, it's not fair to the people that you are responsible. They need to know they need to be able to figure there's something that's God. You're only going to get to those goals if you
So with the goal achieving now, do anyone feel anything? Do you feel that being a multitasker is a benefit of making yourself successful or not?
That depends on your definition of success. It can come in handy. But then a lot of times when you're a multitasker, you're doing a little here, a little there. You're doing a little of everything, but not one thing is getting completely done because you've got your hands in everything. So it's not necessarily a benefit, depending on what it is that your definition of success is.
My thing is, like I say, it's one of those things. It's hard to say. Everybody's is different, but when you find out what that is for you, try to strive for it. 'Cause not everybody's going to be the same. Everybody's.
yeah. It I consider myself to be a multitasker,
I'm not a multitasker.
but you have to understand when you talk about multitasking, you could be doing this and something else, or this and two other, or this and three, four other. I have minimums when it comes. Like I don't overwhelm myself, and I don't find myself doing so many things, like you said, that I'm not centrally focused on what the goal is. I can do a million different things at one time, but it's not fair to those things that I'm doing because I'm not giving those things the attention that it's due. And it's like this. This is a perfect example. You can get your heart rate up running in place, but are you actually accomplishing more when you take that run, go miles? Running in place, you're actually doing, but you limit yourself running in place. because you're seeing the same thing. You're not moving anywhere. You're not accomplishing. But when you take off, you're being able to see things.
Sun's hitting you, you're getting
Exactly.
vitamin D. It's
You're getting all these different things. And a lot of people think that just because I'm doing something, I'm being purposeful or I'm being productive. Just because I'm doing something doesn't quality of it. Being a multitasker, yes, it is a benefit, but it's not fair. Everybody can't.
Yeah, because I for me, I don't see like just saying, when you're not focused on that one thing, that that attention, take that one top, and all these other things, you're not really seeing it up. So basically, it's like you have five different things you're doing at the same time, and so basically now those five different things are still they're all getting the same attention. You're not really. So basically now, so basically, if you're focused on that one thing, it's good that you have five different things doing what you want to do. It's great. That's awesome. But that one thing that you're focused on, take that to the top. And once you get that to the top and you're successful in that, bring that other one up. Same thing with that one. Next, now you have all five things that you've done one at a time, brought them up successfully. What do you think is more conducive to learning, being in the classroom,
Pen. Pen does sound better. Did the
being in a room with people? Because if I'm an instructor, I'm teaching a room of. They actually have. There actually is a rule when it comes to being an instructor. Okay, say really any kind of instructor. You are only allowed to teach per instructor so many students. There's a teacher to student ratio.
do we know what that ratio is or no?
Typically, I think it's like
2020, now it's
One,
25.
and it also depends on what it is. Like when it comes to nursery and daycare.
Oh,
Exactly. So, and the reason why these ratios are important is because if you spread yourself too thin, there's somebody that's going to miss something, or you're going to miss something. So I would rather be in a room of 10 than a room of 100 because now I can get if I'm not getting something or I'm not learning as fast as everybody else is, now I can ask questions. There's time for me to ask questions.
right.
If I'm in a room of 100 people, now I got to fall back and try to figure it out on my own. And I use that analogy as just like what you're saying, multitask. The least you have to multitask with, the better you are.
Awesome.
So man, it just seems like every show gets better and better because of the people that's in this room, our viewers, our listeners, people that ask these questions and challenge us and just really get involved in what we're doing. We understand that the only way we're going to get better is through ourselves and through our constructive criticism. So that's why I always say we welcome the criticism, whether it's negative or positive, because it all makes us better. And so I just want to thank the people for what they bring to the table. Because like I said earlier, we all bring something different to the table that makes this work. And so everybody in this room is always authentically themselves, and that's what makes us able to do what we do and how successful this show is. I say successful, and it's not based on any numbers. It's based on the feedback that you get to see the stuff. And I always say this is like anything I do in life, if I can just touch one person,
Mhm.
I'm successful.
Failure
So
leads to success. Failure is the road to success.
yeah,
Everybody in this room has failed at some point. But
and
with
we're
that
gonna
being
continue to
said,
fail.
where can they get that merch at?
Oh, so that was a shameless plug
Yeah,
by my
it
by
was.
my counterpart.
That was smooth.
So
Very smooth.
I didn't think about it when I came up with the topic of today, but it kind of was a cohesive thing with my brand. And I created this brand called Failure, and most of you already know about it. And the majority of the time, you're going to find somebody in this room wearing. And I created the brand to change the negative perception of how people see us. Because the only way we're going to accomplish the things that we want to accomplish in our life is we create a positive relationship with them. Everything that you've seen on these beautiful people in this room is purchasable.
It can be for the low price.
Well, it's purchasable for a low price.
So the website is Failure STS, which STS stands for Steps to Success.com. FailureSTS.com. Sometimes I'm a little slow at updating the website, so you can also go on Instagram and see the latest items, and that is also Failure STS on Instagram. So, and we're always donning the latest and the greatest. So, but we want to give a shout out to Energize Nutrition, one of our sponsors, who always laces us up with the nutritious drinks and foods and snacks. Go see our girl Addie at Energize Nutrition in Chandler. Yeah, I make that visit. But hey,
Dedication.
hey, when you find something at work, I'm a creature of habit. When you find something at work, especially the way our food is, find some
True.
stuff that's halfway healthy, that's healthy, you gotta go to it.
And the thing about it though, when you find something that's good, right? I try to spread it to other people. And I actually did that at work. It was like, cause I had came in because I had brought my cup, and they was asking me about it, and I was like, yeah, man, y'all better go test this place out. Y'all better get it, And then I was all hyped with it, just extra, and stuff like that. And I was talking about the drinks. I actually showed them the videos and stuff of it, and they was like, "Oh man, I gotta go take yeah. Let me write down the address for you."
Yeah.
So basically, giving them the plug. Hey, let's get it.
Yeah, man, we definitely want to support our community, but and that's why as an entrepreneur, it's always good to put out a product that people like because you'll get people that go to you just because it's you. But when you can put out a great product, that's what gets back. And Energize Nutrition puts out a good product. And I'm not saying that because Addie's my girl. She has a product that's A1. And so go see her, go check her out. Christy, do you have any yoga events coming up?
I do actually. Well, I have an event. It's a woman empowerment event in Hollywood at a hotel. I cannot pronounce the name. El Mirage or something. It's what again? El Mirage. Anyway, you can look it up on social media. But it's a Woman Achievement Awards. I'm speaking there about gratitude. That's That's
As a matter of fact,
drone footage there. Yeah, that's next Thursday. So next Thursday in Hollywood. And then I also have not put this out yet because I'm still creating the. We're trying to figure out the time
an exclusive.
and create the flyer yet, but at Intimacy in Santa Monica on the Sunday before Thanksgiving, so I think that's the 19th at 1 p.m. And there's only 25 spaces available, so I'm sure those are going to go very quick because it's limited space. The room is only so big. But I'm super excited. This place is amazing. I went there to check it out when I was in Santa Monica recently, and it's amazing. So, yeah, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll be able to see that flyer coming up soon.
And we're also going to give you updates via Shoes Off Talk with everything that we all have going on. Because this is a family thing, and
Right,
so we want to constantly promote family members and what they have going on, and so that's why I wanted to make sure that you knew about this too. Yogi, we have some things coming down the pipeline too. I don't have it, but we will fill you in. We appreciate you guys tuning in today.
Right. Stay tuned.
As we end all shows,
Love,
love,
peace,
and soul. Rain, rain, rain.
All right.